So I'm here today with a haul video for you, and this is kind of just like a mixture of stuff that I have bought over the space of the past maybe 2 or 3 months, sort of makeup and hair care and a couple of pieces of fashion things wise, which I've kind of, as I say, I've bought not all together. I've bought sort of in individual trips, but I haven't had time to sit and film a whole video or anything like that for ages. So I just put the stuff together. There's not actually a massive amount of it because I've been trying to be good and not spend money recently yet. I have been trying to kind of watch the amount of stuff that I've been spending, which is difficult when Boots just keeps doing their 3 for 2. It just is not conducive to a healthy bank balance. But yeah, anyway, I thought that I would just sit and talk you through some of the stuff that I have been buying recently. So first I'll show you the stuff that I got in Primark, which was actually just yesterday, and there are only 2 things, so that will not take very long, and it's just in this little tiny bag. The first thing that I got, which I'm definitely keeping, the other thing might actually be going back, is this top. I'll do a full shot of it and insert that in a minute. But it's just like this little grey summery vest, which has a person on it. I feel like it's quite like festival-y, not that I'm going to any festivals or anything like that this summer or going on holiday at all, but I thought that this was really nice. I'll insert a clip now so that you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, it's just got quite a nice print on it. I really like the grey colour. I think it's quite easy to wear. I can just stick it on with some jeans, or you know, if the weather's nice, some shorts, and it will go with pretty much anything. So I think that that was quite a good purchase, and that was only £3. The other thing that I picked up in Primark, which might be going back because I don't know how I feel about it yet, is this top here. I'll have to lean back so you can see it, but I love the print on this. I think the print's absolutely gorgeous, especially these bits here. They're so bright and colourful, but I don't know how I feel about the length. I tried it on yesterday and asked my mum's opinion, and she kind of felt the same way. It's longer at the back than it is at the front. Again, I'll do a shot now just to let you see that properly. So it's longer at the back than it is at the front, which is a nice idea, but it really is quite short at the front, and I don't know how I feel about this yet. It was £10, so you know, it's not the kind of sort of cheaper end of Primark. So I'm going to have a think about that, and it might end up going back to the shop. Next I'll move on to hair care stuff because there's only a couple of these, and these I actually picked up in Asda, not Boots. Everything else is pretty much Boots. But I got these 3, oh, I should have thought this through properly. Yeah, I picked up these 3 hair care items from Asda, like maybe over the past month. 2 of them I got in an offer. I got these 2 in an offer about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And they are from the Schwarzkopf Got To Be range. This one is the Got To Be Too Sexy Big Volume Push Up Volumizing Hairspray. Try saying that 10 times fast. And this is really nice. I've used this quite a few times actually, and it smells so good. It smells like raspberries or something, like really fruity. Oh, it smells so nice. And it does actually give your hair loads and loads of volume. I wouldn't say that it's kind of like that sort of like weightless sort of way. I feel like it does kind of, because I'm used to using Elnet, that's the hairspray that I've always used, and you can't really feel it in your hair, whereas I feel like you can feel this in your hair a little bit more, but it does give you lots and lots of volume. So if that's something that you're looking for, I would say go and check this out because it smells good. It's not all that expensive. I got like the 2 of these in like a 2 for £4 offer in Asda or something like that, but I think ordinarily it's like, I think it's about the £4 mark, something like that. So it's really nice, and I do tend to like the Got To Be stuff. I use the heat protection spray from that range and stuff, so this is really nice. And I like the packaging as well, it's really pretty. And the other thing that I got with that was the Got To Be Oilicious Weightless Dry Oil Mist with Argan Oil. And I haven't actually used this yet, so I don't know if this is any good or not. I like the idea of it, but I don't know what I think of the actual product. So I will give this a try at some point and maybe do a review of like the 2 of these things on my blog at some point over the next few weeks. The last thing that we've got hair wise is this L'Oreal Studio texturizing spray. It's the #text texture styling volume supersizing spray. Gives backcombed volume and instant matte texture. Again, the one thing that I would say about this, sort of like the hairspray, is I feel like you can feel this in your hair quite a lot, and I would say like don't be too liberal with this if you get it and you want to kind of use it. Like don't sort of go wild and spray loads of it into your hair because you will kind of feel the product there. But again, this really does give really good texture and really good volume. I used this a couple of times. I don't know what this would do if your hair was straight, but I've used it a few times when I've curled my hair and it's given quite nice texture. That sort of big, effortless, beachy kind of texture I think it kind of gives. So this is really nice. And I would, you know, as I say, just don't go too wild with the spraying of it. Last thing before we get on to boots, I got these a couple of months ago, and so I don't know why I thought that I'd throw these in here other than the fact that I just think that they're really nice. I got a couple of baked blushes from e.l.f. This is them here. And I can't at the moment remember what they're called. This one's the peach one. So whatever the peach one is, that's what this is. It's like a champagne-y, frosty. It's called something, it's something to do with pink, I think, but really it's much more of a kind of like frosty champagne sort of shade. And it's this sort of like mineralized baked kind of thing. That's what this one looks like, and I actually use this one as a highlighter. You can't really see that there in the light, but I wouldn't put this all over my face just because it's too it's got too much of a kind of sheen to it. So I wouldn't actually use that as a blush, but it's a really pretty highlighter, just to use on the tops of your cheeks, your cupid's bow, or, you know, brow bone, whatever. This is gorgeous and it's like £3, something like that, so you can't really go wrong. And this one I do use as a blush, and the pigmentation of this is actually really nice. It's sort of, the top's kind of worn away a little bit because I've used it so much, but it looks like that. I'll try and swatch it for you a little bit. That's it there, the one nearer my thumb. And it's really lovely. They're about the £3 mark, 3 or maybe closer to 4, but like they're not that expensive, and I think that they'll last quite a while because the pigmentation is really good. So I think there's maybe 4 colours in the range, but I just picked up these 2 and they're really lovely. Okay, so on to the stuff from Boots. A couple of these things are just repurchases, so I'm not going to bother talking about them too much because I've talked about them a million times before. The first one is the Rimmel Fix and Perfect Pro Primer. Love this so very much. It's my favourite drugstore primer, I think. It doesn't look sort of too magical when you put it on to begin with, but it just really holds your makeup in place all day and lets your foundation just slide on really nicely, and stay in place for, you know, the whole day. I'll have this on like from, I've been going out to uni at like, you know, 7:45 in the morning, not getting home till like after 8 o'clock at night sometimes recently, and this has really worked and really held my makeup in place. So definitely, I said I wasn't going to talk about this for too long, but there's a shock. But yeah, this is a lovely primer, so if you're looking for a new drugstore one, I would recommend this one. And the other thing that I picked up was a new Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation. This is my second favourite drugstore foundation. My favourite drugstore foundation is the Bourjois Healthy Mix. I just love it so much, and I would never kind of, I don't think I'd ever stop using it because it's lovely, but I picked this one up because it was on offer the other day, and I've used it in the past quite a few times and really liked it. And you know, I'm sure you've heard all about this anti-fatigue effect, radiant glow, all that jazz. Don't know, you know, how sort of accurate I would say that is, but all I know is that it does give my skin a nice kind of dewy, fresh finish. It's not too heavy, but it gives nice coverage, and it's got SPF 15 in it, so you know, can't really go wrong with that. So sticking with the kind of cheeks and base kind of idea, I picked up this L'Oreal BB Nude Magique BB blush, which I've been intrigued by for such a long time, because I don't know, I'm just a sucker for anything that looks sort of like remotely intriguing, and this is lovely. It's super pigmented. It's basically just, it says Universal Rosy Blush, so I think basically what it's saying is no matter what skin tone you have, this is going to just sort of like adapt to the pigmentation in your skin or whatever. It says on the back, transparent blush texture that turns pink on contact with skin for instant healthy glow. Magic. Which I suppose is kind of true. I don't think it turns pink when it touches your skin because it's pink anyway when it comes out of the tube, but it's really nice, and super pigmented. I'll swatch some now, just to let you see. You can see even from the end of the tube that it's really pink, but it kind of goes on like a little gel. It's like a little gel formula, and then as you start to kind of like blend it out, this lighting's a bit rubbish, so you're not getting the kind of full effect, but it's super bright pink. So you need like the tiniest drop of this and just pat it on and then blend it all out either with your fingertips or with a brush, and it really, like, a little bit goes a really, really long way with this. So I think, like, for all that it's like a really small tube, it's like 15 mils, this is going to last a long time because you hardly need to use any of it. So I was quite impressed with this, and I think it's about £6, something like that. Moving on to eyes, I have this Colour Tattoo Maybelline 24 Hour Cream Eyeshadow. I love these. I've had quite a lot of these in the past, but this, ironically, is one of the shades that I'd never picked up, and it's one that I always wanted, so I don't know how I managed that. But this is Permanent Taupe, or Taupe, however you want to pronounce it, and it's so lovely. It's just like a matte, I'll do a close-up of this. It's just like a really lovely matte taupe shade, sort of really easy to wear kind of colour. I'll swatch it there, that's what it looks like. And I've just been wearing this under like lots of different kind of like browny, goldy, grey toned eyeshadows, or on its own. You can just wear it completely on its own. I have it on today. I don't want to come too close to the camera because I'll probably go out of focus, but I've got it on under Sidecar and Dark Horse from the original Naked palette, and it's such a nice base. I love these eyeshadows. They go on so easily, they blend really easily, they stay in place for ages, they're really pigmented, they're an excellent price. There's not really much more that I can say about them other than if you've not tried these yet, please go and try them, because they are just, oh, they're my favourite like drugstore cream eyeshadows. In fact, I think they're my favourite cream eyeshadows full stock. So, still dealing with eye makeup, this is something that has disappointed me and it makes me really sad because this brand is like my favourite brand of the moment and has been for a while. But this is the Bourjois Beautiful Volume Mascara Dark Kohl times like 10 times the volume. I should have just shown you that rather than like reading all of that out. The packaging is so cute. I really like the packaging of this, but I can't get this to work. Like, if anyone has used this and they've managed to kind of have success with this, let me know in the comments, because, or like tweet me, my Twitter name's down in the description box. I've really tried with this and I find the wand just horrible. Like, this is what the wand looks like. Now, to be honest, this was a bit of an impulse buy. I was buying two other things. I think it might have been the Permanent Taupe eyeshadow and primer or something like that. I can't remember, but it was 3 for 2 and I needed something else. And so I picked this up because I love Bourjois mascaras. I love all the Bourjois makeup, but I really love Bourjois mascaras and I've always had really like good experiences with all of them. But this is just, I just don't like the wand. That is the problem. The formula of the product is probably actually quite nice, but the wand is just, I don't know if you can see. I'll try and do a close-up of this and let you see. It's a plastic wand and it's really spiky. It doesn't do anything, if you ask me. I find it quite jaggy and uncomfortable. So it's like sort of been scratching at like my lash line when I've been trying to put it on, and I quite like this for my bottom lashes actually. I think it makes them quite sort of long and volumized or whatever, but for my top lashes I just feel like it doesn't really do much other than jag me in the eye. So I don't know about that, but if you've had a better experience with it, do let me know. So I just moaned about a Bourjois thing, but now I'm going to talk about an excellent Bourjois thing, which is the Rouge Edition Velvet liquid lipsticks. These are just amazingly lovely. This is the only one that I've got at the moment, but I really do want to get some more. The only thing is, because they're all such bold colours and I don't tend to wear a lot of dark colour on my lips, I sort of tend to avoid that sort of thing, but these are just so lovely. This one is Peach Club number 4, and it's just a really gorgeous shade, and they last all day. They don't move if you eat or drink. Like, it's just like a little doe food applicator thing. I'm running out of swatch space. But that is what it looks like just there. It's just, oh, it's just gorgeous. The texture is really, really nice. It is a totally matte finish, but it doesn't feel too dry or uncomfortable. As I say, they last if you're eating, if you're drinking. I went out for a night out a couple of weeks ago for my friend's birthday, and I was wearing this and I put it on. It was the first night that I'd worn it. I put it on before I left the house, and then I went and I'd had a couple of drinks and whatever, and I thought, oh, I'll need to touch this up, and I put some on, and then I sort of looked at it and I realised that like by that point it looked really dark because it hadn't really moved, it hadn't budged, and so I was really just like putting more on. But these are really lovely. I love, like, all the Bourjois lip products at the moment are just so lovely, and these are gorgeous. My friend Rasheen, whose channel I'll link in the description box down below, was talking about this recently because she also bought a couple of these, and she was wearing it. I'm not wearing that at the moment, I'm just wearing a Maybelline gloss, but Roisin was wearing this one in her last video, and I think it was the Boots haul. So I'll link that down below if you want to see what it looks like on the lips. And last but not least, we've got a couple of nail products that I've picked up, you know, over like the past couple of months. The first one is the one that I'm wearing at the moment, which is, it looks like this, and it is the Barry M Silk Nail Paint in the shade Meadow something, I think. Yep, just Meadow, shade Meadow, number 403. You know how much I love Barry M nail paints. I just think that they are amazing. The collection that they have now is insane. It's absolutely massive. There's so many different ranges within the kind of overall collection of nail paints, and I just think that this is gorgeous. There's a lot of really pretty shades in this sort of range, and this one's is just a sort of like pastel greeny bluey shade. And I've had quite a few compliments on this actually, of people saying like, oh, your nails are really nice, like that they look really interesting, because the finish is like, I wouldn't say that it's a silk finish, but it is definitely like an interesting sort of finish. And yeah, it's like £3 or £4, just really, really lovely quality. This is, I think this is 2 coats. I think the first time I wore it I did 3, and 3 coats is like really intense. 2 coats is kind of perfect. 1 coat isn't quite 100% opaque, but I think you can kind of get away with it just because it's got that nice sort of like frosty finish to it. It looks fine if you just are in a hurry and you want to just put 1 coat on. So yeah, absolutely loving this. And the last thing in this haul, which is good because my feet have gone to sleep and they're all pins and needles and I'm going to have to stand up. But I don't want to stand up at the moment, because if I do, I'll sit back down in a different place, and that is my forte in videos, is moving around from one spot within the frame to another. So I don't want to do that. But yeah, this is the last thing, and this is another one of my very, very favourite nail polishes of all time. I think maybe... I do love Barry M, but these Bourjois 1 Second gel nail polishes are just superb. This is the 3rd one that I've bought. I've got a turquoise one that 90% of the time that I'm wearing nail polish, it is the turquoise Bourjois one that I'm wearing, and a pink one. But this is a bright yellow one, which I just think is really nice for spring, summertime. Super, super bright. Just goes on so quickly and easily with a little fan brush. They're just lovely. And doesn't chip all that easily. Like by the time I took it off, I'd had it on for like 2 weeks or something, and I took it off and it had chipped a bit, but they last pretty well without sort of chipping, especially if you're going to put a top coat on, which some people who are lazy like me don't do. But yeah, this is lovely. It is called, it's number 21, Sunny something, Sunny Sunday, I think it's called. It's like the writing's like minuscule on the back of this. I don't know how they expect you managed to read it, and especially when it's like white on a yellow bottle. Anyway, that's irrelevant. The colour is beautiful, it's very bright. I think you would recognise it if you saw it. I don't think that you need the name to back that up. But yeah, it's really pretty, love this. Since I'm not wearing it at the moment, I'll pop an Instagram picture here that I took, just to show you what it looks like on the nails, because that got quite a lot of positive feedback on my Instagram. So yeah, that is that for this little mini, well, not really mini, collective beauty, makeup, hair care, fashion haul. I really hope that you enjoyed that and saw some products that maybe you would be interested in going and taking a look at. I'd love to hear what you've been buying recently. If you've found any good new mascaras in particular, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm going to buy a replacement for that new... I've always got a few mascaras on the go, but like I want to replace that Bourjois one. So let me know what your favourite mascara of the moment is, and I'll go and check it out. And thank you so much for watching. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye! At the moment, I think it's really pretty and I'm glad I brought it home with me. Wow, that sounded really weird. Yeah.